It's time to start WrestleMania week as WGS-TV reviews Monday Night Raw for the week of April 2nd, 2018. Hey YouTube, are you ready for your hot tag? Because if you are, it's definitely time to warp.
Bonjour, this is Holly, and you're watching Wrestle Gamer on WGS-TV.
What's up, guys? I'm the Wrestle Gamer. Welcome back to another episode of WGS-TV right here on YouTube.com/WrestleGamer. Joining me on the review this week, ladies and gentlemen, first off, he is the CEO of Hardcore Wrestling Radio, which you can find on Facebook.com under the group section HWR Chat Room. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Rick Head. Rick, how you doing?
Well, after last night, I think my IQ went down a few levels, but other than that, I'm doing all right.
He's our resident music mogul over on YouTube.com/LanceMossTV, the incomparable Lance Moss. Lance, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Let's have some fun.
And the host of Rockin' Waves 11294, which is, they are celebrating their 10th anniversary very, very soon. Or I believe you guys might have just celebrated it. And ladies and gentlemen, Chris Rogers is back here on WGS-TV. Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Billy. And yes, we did celebrate it last Monday, as a matter of fact.
Now, before we get into the crux of the review this week, during the live reaction stream over on Twitch last night, this happened.
You know what? I don't think we've ever rated WrestleGamer, have I? Let's do a good chat. Let's go freak out one of our friends. How about that? Dude, that would have been so fun.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Guys, I just got raided by Patrick Static. To be chosen for a raid by Patrick Static and the Nugget community, words can't express the feeling of positivity that you guys gave me, that you guys took the time to come to my channel, a wrestling streamer who does game during the day on Twitch, and I can never thank you guys enough for what you did for me. My original follower goal on Twitch was 200, and you guys smashed that out of the park. And guys and gals, if you're watching this video right now, please follow Pat and the Nugget community on Twitch. I want to repay the kindness they showed me last night. So with that out of the way, let's talk about Raw. Monday Night Raw opened up with a confrontation for the mixed tag team match with Triple H and Stephanie McMahon taking on Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey. Triple H would ask Kurt why he was doing this match, but before he could answer, Ronda wanted to know why, and let's just say it was quite cringe-worthy hearing Rousey cut a promo. So, sorry Rousey fanboys, but I have to be honest here in my reviews. Coach then proceeded to ask them questions, really two questions, one to both teams about what it would mean to them to win at WrestleMania. Triple H and Stephanie's promos were alright, but Rousey once again messed up her promo, and it was very noticeable that Kurt was laughing in his chair, probably wondering what the hell she was doing. Then both teams were asked to do a photo op of sorts for WrestleMania, but Triple H took the opportunity to cheap shot Kurt Angle out of the ring. Rousey would then grab the game by the throat, and then Stephanie, for some odd reason, picked Rousey up and put her through a table. Personal opinion, Rick, Rousey can't cut a promo or sell a bump, and she's working WrestleMania. This will be fun for sure.
No, it's going to be more of an embarrassment for sure. I said it more than once. After Royal Rumble, she should have started working matches on TV. Even if it was against local no-name jobbers, she should have been doing it. And yeah, the whole promo thing, you could tell she kind of stopped and couldn't get her thoughts, and then Coach kind of had to pick up for her and save her. And of course, the whole segment, if you replay the thing where Stephanie put Rousey through the table, she had to pick her up and almost put her through the table, basically like she would put down a baby.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, Chris, you were actually there at Monday Night Raw. Was it easier for you guys to kind of digest the awful promo that Rousey had, or was it magnified because of the fact that you guys were there?
We were able to digest it a little bit better because we were still trying to get situated in our seats, but it was obvious that Rowdy Ronda Rousey should be changed to botching Ronda Rousey because that's all she was doing was botching left and right, and I think that's why Stephanie interrupted so many times.
I'm going to score the openings. Wait, go ahead.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah, to say it the least, which is why I'm going to give that opening segment a 2.5 out of 5. Up next, it was Bayley taking on Sonya Deville of Absolution. With the confrontation between the former best friends last week, you would figure we would see Sasha Banks probably try to cost Bayley the match, but we wouldn't see that. For the most part, it was Sonya taking it to Bayley, but Bayley would quickly find an opening and would catch Deville off guard with a roll-up to pick up the win. Mandy Rose would attack after the match was over, putting the odds in Absolution's favor when Sasha came out to make the save, astonishingly, considering what happened with Bayley and Banks last week. But they would soon come to blows with each other, which gave Absolution an opening to attack. Personal opinion? This match was about building two things. One, the rivalry with Banks and Bayley, and two, the women's battle royal at WrestleMania. And Lance, by the way, who designed that god-awful looking trophy?
WWE creative when they had to do it as soon as they could off the bat when they realized, oh shit, we can't say Fabulous Moolah anymore.
No, I know exactly who it was. It must have been 70s OGBYN clinic because it looked like a bunch of fallopian tubes with a vagina.
Essentially.
Question: what sense is this whole Sasha Bayley thing made if they're not having a match against each other Sunday?
To be honest, I don't know. Again, and this is WWE Creative. We're trying to kind of
build the Mania.
Yeah, build to Mania and try to figure out, what logic is there in WWE Creative. But then again, think about that question. Logic and WWE Creative don't go hand in hand as of late.
I'm wondering if at that women's match, that battle royal, whatever it is, I'm wondering if it's going to come down to Bayley and Sasha as a final two and them going at it. But of course, it's going to be on the pre-show, so no one will really care.
Quite possible, quite possible. I'm going to score the match a 3 out of 5. Up next, it was 2/3 of the triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship, as it was Finn Balor taking on Seth Rollins, with the Intercontinental Champion and brand new father to a baby girl as of this past Wednesday, The Miz, on commentary. And for Raw standards, this was a great match as both Rollins and Balor took it to each other in this match, as Miz showed why he's one of the best talkers in WWE today, as he not only put over both Rollins and Balor in this match, but he would also slip in the fact that he's a dad now and talked a little bit about his baby girl, which I thought he did rather nicely. Rollins and Balor went tit for tat with each other during this match, countering some of their well-known signatures like Balor countering Rollins' Falcon Arrow, Rollins countering Balor's Sling Blade, and even Balor avoiding the buckle bomb to the security railing, the very same maneuver that injured Balor at SummerSlam and cost him several months of his career and the Universal Championship. The finish of the match was Rollins hitting the curb stomp on Balor to pick up the win. Personal opinion, Rick, by Raw standards, this was a great match to say the least.
I'm going to even take one step. That is definitely a pay-per-view quality match. We saw at the beginning a lot of great old-school technical wrestling. We saw the back and forth. They were matching up. Arm drags. Hip tosses, everything you could possibly see. And then, of course, the big spots came out. For me, it's definitely a 5-star rating match.
I'm definitely. Yes. I have to agree. I have to agree wholeheartedly. And we don't get matches like this all that very often, especially on a Monday Night Raw of all places. So for WWE to put two great talents like Rollins and Balor together and work them in a match on a Monday Night Raw, I gotta say, my hat's off to you, WWE, for actually doing something right for once. So, go ahead.
The crowd was on their feet, so it was definitely a well done match.
Definitely.
Me and my buddy, we both we both said that was match of the night right there. I mean, the only thing that would have made it even more better is if we were able to hear what The Miz was saying. So
yeah, I'm going 4 out of 5 on this one. The Bar were out there next to find out who Braun Strowman's partner was going to be. Strowman would make his presence known and said that his partner would show up only if he could have a match with one of them, to which the Bar agreed. Strowman would then warn them that his partner was a lot like him, but different. Strowman went to the back and came back out in a white shirt and glasses and said that he was Braun's brother, Brains. Get it? Braun and Brains.
You know what? I'm sorry. It would have been a lot funny because for a second, if you took a quick look, he almost looked like Bubba Ray Dudley. So I'm telling you, you should have said, Bubba Strowman. That would have worked. Bubba Ray Strowman would have been a lot, perfect. But Brain Strowman, okay. I like the segment, and it really shows that Braun definitely can do the comedic aspect. We've seen him do a few little spots here and there with a lot of other wrestlers. I'm going to be honest with you, for a while, I thought this guy is just going to be, a flash in the pan, and then he's going to be a big show Mark Henry where people are jobbing him left and right. And so far, he's definitely got the fans' attention.
Yep.
I do agree. I was laughing my ass off when Braun Strowman came out, and for a minute we thought that it was going to be James Storm coming out because he was backstage last night at Raw, but we were thrown for a loop and we were impressed.
To say the least.
We were laughing our ass off, but we were impressed.
Anyway, the Bar would try to beat down Strowman after Sheamus connected with a bro kick, but Strowman is Strowman. Personal opinion, what else can I say? Brains Strowman. I'm going to score the match the segment a 3 out of 5. Up next, it was Rick Head's favorite wrestler in WWE right now, Woken Matt Hardy, taking on Goldust. The Bizarre One would attempt to psych out Hardy with his signature antics, but Hardy would instead applaud Goldust in pretty much the same manner that he did with Bray Wyatt several weeks ago. The match in of itself was pretty much cut and dry, as the finish of the match was Hardy hitting the Twist of Fate on Goldust to pick up the win. Personal opinion, Lance, this match was just a build for the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, but it did what it needed to do. The question is, though, what was it? And also, what was with Hardy weirdly touching the trophy?
Well, he's a little bit broken. That's a well-known fact. But I'll tell you exactly what it was. Filler.
Yep.
Yeah, it was definitely filler, all right. I spent a lot of time filling my toilet.
Oh, there you go.
I'm sorry, guys. We know, like I said, I've been talking about this woken, broken, please go away, fucking Matt Hardy. We saw the gimmick over on Impact. It worked. It was great, but it started to fade. When they left, I'm like, all right, cool, he's gonna come over, but no, he had to bring it with him, and he looks like a total fucking idiot. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. That's because Jeff Hardy wasn't with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but reports are that Jeff Hardy has been backstage at Monday Night Raw for the past 2 weeks, so I don't know what WWE...
He was backstage last night, too.
So I don't know what WWE is waiting for, if they're waiting on the decision whether to just have him come back out as Jeff Hardy, or if they want to revitalize the Brother Nero gimmick. I'm not sure what WWE is going to do now that they've revitalized the woken or broken Matt Hardy gimmick in WWE, but it'll be interesting to see nonetheless what they do here when they do decide to bring Jeff back and what they exactly have him do with his brother Matt. But I'm going to go ahead and score that match a 3 out of 5. Now, for the past 4 weeks, John Cena has called out The Undertaker and pleaded with him to do something, yet nothing happens. No bells or bongs, sorry Rick, or lightning or anything. So Cena said he would proudly go to WrestleMania as a fan and would proceed to put over the entire WrestleMania card. And then for one last time plead with The Undertaker to do something, to not ignore WWE fans, but once again there was no response from the future Hall of Famer. Cena would then drop a reference about Taker leaving his hat and another part of his anatomy in the ring, which is something I'm not going to repeat on this channel. But personal opinion, Chris, if WWE is really going through with the Taker-Cena match at WrestleMania, I'm left wondering just how they're going to work it.
Same thing here. I mean, because last WrestleMania, you saw the Undertaker leave his hat and his robe and everything in the ring, and you saw him basically go back down to hell, I guess. And people thought that was it, that he's retired. But now you get this shit, or crap, sorry, and you're wondering, okay, what was last year's match all about then? Of course, it was with Roman Reigns, so that's probably why. But I don't know how they're gonna work it either. If you were going to do something like this, you needed to have started in January, not 4 weeks before WrestleMania. That's when the Undertaker usually comes back, and if he was and does his woo, because right now, if they actually go through with this, I'm expecting Paul Bearer to come back from the dead and show up and be, "Ooh, John Cena!"
On an interesting side note, Lance messaged me about a very interesting tweet involving The Undertaker. Lance, you want to tell us what that was about?
Well, I'm not even 100% sure it was a legit tweet. I just saw it on another Facebook group I follow. But it was somebody saying, hang on, let me bring it up here. Just a second. Okay. It was this: I am legit disappointed Undertaker did not show up, hit the gong, or give us any signs he accepted at John Cena's challenge. Where's Michelle McCool? Where's your husband? And then she supposedly retweeted to that person, "We're actually eating breakfast." Now, I can't give you 100% sure that was a legit tweet or not, but that was funny.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think the only way they're going to play it now is if Undertaker shows up, maybe just in his street clothes. Don't come in as the Undertaker. Maybe not even as American Badass. Just walk in and say, you know what, this isn't the Undertaker, this is Mark Calloway talking. And they just, break out into a street fight.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
I think that's the only way they can play it. Because WWE, reports claim that they don't need to push this match because there's a lot of other high-profile matches, and they didn't want to kind of pull away from that. I did want to give props to Cena for definitely calling AJ Styles, the best wrestler today, which, I couldn't even agree with more with Cena. There was a time when people would never think that Cena would even say those words, let alone AJ Styles.
Definitely, but truer words were never spoken, in my opinion. I'm going to go ahead and score the whole segment a 3.25 out of 5. And people seem to forget that John Cena has this ability to work the crowd. He knows what to say, what to do, and when to say it to elicit the right reaction that he needs during his promos. And he has been doing that spot on par for the past 4 weeks, saying the things that he's needed to say when he needed to say it to get the right reaction from the crowd, and he has been doing that beautifully. And I don't think Cena gets enough credit for that ability, for what he's able to do on the microphone, because they just want to go out and say, "Oh, it's John Cena," and real wrestling fans hate John Cena. But I think the trend today now is to hate Roman Reigns. But that's just my take on it. But up next, it was Elias taking on the one-man band, Heath Slater. First up, what was up with that shirt Rhino was wearing that said, "I walk with Slater"? I get it. It's supposed to be a dig at Elias with the whole walk with Elias thing, but in all honesty, it looked kind of dumb, but that's just one WrestleGamer's take on it. Now, what we had here essentially was the one-man band taking on someone who says that they can play all the musical instruments in a band. The match wouldn't last very long, as the finish was Elias hitting the drift away on Slater to pick up the win. Personal opinion, just like earlier with Hardy and Goldust, Rick, time filler.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when Slater came out, you know exactly what was going to happen. Even Cena's been kind of giving him Elias a little bit of kind of props. We've seen a lot of other people come on down and kind of, he's slowly building. He's not over the fans just yet, but he's definitely getting there. His in-ring ability, without question, is spot on. I think he definitely has the potential to be at least a top or on the high mid-card level if he continues to do so.
Chris, did Atlanta want to walk with Elias?
It's funny you mentioned that. I don't know if you guys saw it on TV or not, but earlier we got a chance to walk with Elias as well, and we did not know it, but it turned out it was a Snickers commercial.
Oh, we saw that last week.
Oh yeah, count with Elias.
And when I realized it was a Snickers commercial, that was it. I was totally over with Elias. And I'm like, okay, this is awesome.
Oh, you kidding me? When I saw Count with Elias, the first thing I thought about was Sesame Street's, Count Dracula.
So, but
Elias.
But yeah, it was. I mean, Atlanta. They were ready to walk with Elias. I mean, the crowd was hot. He got a good pop, and he was over with the crowd. It was very, very good. Now, however, the match, Lord, that's when the crowd went silent.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was very, very good.
I'm going to score the match a 2.75 out of 5. Nia Jax did an interview regarding the situation with her and Alexa over the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania and Alexa's recent betrayal. When you boil it down, in a sense, it was that, but it was also basically just a promo to put over their match for WrestleMania. But it would lead into the next match, which was a tag team match with Mickie James and Alexa Bliss taking on Dana Brooke. How is she still relevant in WWE? And the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka. Dana would start off the match very slowly, in my opinion, because to me, she has a very limited moveset, and also, again, this is just my personal opinion, but is not on the same level talent-wise as someone like Asuka. Mickie and Bliss, and I'm avoiding saying her first name as to not set off my Amazon Echo Dot, which is right next to me during this recording, for several minutes until Dana finally made the hot tag to Asuka, who turned up the heat on both of them and would pick up the win by locking on the Asuka lock on Mickie James. But as soon as the match was over, they would begin a 2-on-1 beatdown of Asuka until Nia Jax ran down to the ring to make the save, and just like last week, would take out Mickie James. Personal opinion, I'm going to say this once again, Lance. Any chance I get to see Asuka is great to me, even if she has to carry someone like a Dana Brooke in a tag team match.
Yeah, and you could hear how much it excited you in your live stream last night when she came out. And I quote, "Oh."
I tend to pay attention when Asuka is on TV.
No, you sound like...
Yeah, you know what? You're right. You definitely, when you run that podcast and Asuka comes out, you're definitely flying with one hand.
Yes. Oh.
We'll leave that to everyone else's imagination who's watching this video right now.
I'm the whole Nia Jax interview served as my piss break and my opportunity to go to the souvenir stand, which WWE, come down on your prices. But yeah, I was not really into the match, and I still got back with plenty of time to see the match. I'm like, well, actually, I arrived back before the interview was over, and the match was the thing I was trying to avoid.
I'm going to score the match a 3.25 out of 5.
And I want to chime in real quick about this again with the Nia Jax, the poor me crying thing, and I'm like, are they deliberately trying to make Nia Jax look pathetic or what?
I really wish I had an answer to this question. The Standing Man Ashley, who does some of the live streams with me, was even questioning WWE Creative's decision to basically go through this angle with Nia, and what sense did it make to make Nia look like that? So I guess it's possibly open to interpretation, as to how people perceive the angle and see where there's going, and maybe WWE Creative probably thought this would the only way, probably would be one of the fastest ways for them to turn Nia face is to have fans sympathize with her over the mean and comments that Alexa and Mickie were making towards Nia regarding her size.
Well, I mean, I personally think they don't know what to do with her after Enzo got canned. So I'm wondering if they're like, well, we sympathize with you. We will have you go, woe is me, and now that Enzo's gone.
Well, I hate to say it, but that angle with Enzo did her no favors either. I think she should just came out as like the alpha female. She's a good-looking woman, even though she's a larger size. I personally find her attractive, and she could have just started dominating it. And when she has a match with Bliss at WrestleMania, we're gonna see Alexa get squashed.
Yeah,
literally. But I'm going to go ahead and score the match at 3.25 out of 5. Finally, it was time for the face-to-face confrontation with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. During the night, Kurt Angle approached both Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns about keeping everything on a professional level and saving the hostility for WrestleMania. Reigns would make a comment towards the Raw general manager about taking his professional courtesy back to the pawn shop where he sold his Olympic gold medals, while Heyman's reaction was just to laugh. Heyman's promo was solid, as they always are, although somewhat repetitive. It sure beats the hell out of listening to Ronda frickin' Rousey on the microphone. Angle would have security in place in order to keep the peace, but instead gave Reigns the chance to go to the ring, where they would have their confrontation, where it appeared for the first time in several weeks Roman Reigns was going to have the upper hand over on Lesnar, and would come out on top as he was holding the Universal Championship in hand, but would quickly get F5'd by Lesnar to end the show this week. Personal opinion, Rick, if WWE actually believes this match should main event the entire WrestleMania card, everyone in the Superdome will walk out of the place.
You know what? I'm going to tell you right now, if you ever looked by the history, even the WWE at this year's Royal Rumble, they said the winner will go on to face the main event for the WWE title at WrestleMania. So make no mistake, I think it's going to be Shinsuke versus AJ Styles for the WWE title, the only real title. That Raw title is a fucking joke, but that's besides the point. So I'm expecting that. And as far as that match, I'd like to see Roman Reigns win the title because Brock needs to go back and go to the UFC. The stip is, of course, should Brock lose this Sunday, both Heyman and Lesnar will... I'm not sure if he's said not seen on the WWE or on Raw. You might have to clarify that one.
Well, anyway, guys, it's now time for overall score and thoughts. You would think with WrestleMania coming up this Sunday that WWE would pick up the pace and try to make this go-home show stand out over the others they've done in the past, but sadly, in my opinion, that wasn't the case. It was just a typical cut-and-dry go-home show for Raw. Maybe they can pick up the pace for it tonight on SmackDown Live. Who knows? And yes, I will be doing a live reactions to SmackDown Live on Twitch tonight. So be sure you're following me to come hang out, talk wrestling, and you never know what's going to happen. Case in point, look what happened last night. Got rated. Overall score of Raw this week gets a 3 out of 5 with best match of the night going to Rollins and Balor, with funniest segment of the night going to, guess what, the debut of Braun Strowman. Anyway, let's go over to Rick now and get his overall score and thoughts on Raw this week. Rick?
With the exception of the Finn Balor, Seth Rollins match, clearly the match of the night, and probably the ending segment where Roman Reigns kind of like talked to the wrestlers and kind of they all stepped aside, and that part probably was the two best. The rest was very blah and bland, so I'm just going to give it a 2 out of 5.
All right, Lance, what about you? What's your overall score and your thoughts on Raw this week?
Okay, I'm giving it the slow score because of what we got and the fact that WrestleMania is Sunday, because this was a terrible go-home show for WrestleFreaking-Mania. 2 out of 5. But yeah, it did have the Finn and Seth Rollins match, and also Braun being goofy. So I'll give it a 2 out of 5. So, but yeah, they got to step their game up, or else what the hell.
And finally, to the person who was actually there at Monday Night Raw, Chris, what's your overall score and thoughts on Raw this week?
I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5. I mean, it was being there for my first ever Raw. First time I saw Raw live in person. Of course, I'm gonna mark out, but the crowd, it was good crowd. However, toward the end, I mean, we were all just tired, ready to go home. But it was a pretty good Raw. We didn't, during the commercials on TV, it was, the back and forth was real good. I got to give match of the night to Finn Balor and Seth Rollins. Very, very good match. We were on our feet the entire time. So was everybody else. The match we could have done without, I have to go with the women's tag team match. That was just unneeded. And the funniest segment would be a toss-up between Braun Strowman and the Elias Snicker commercial, which is weird that I'm actually giving a Snickers commercial the funniest part of the night. So, overall, 3 out of 5 for Raw.
Anyway, guys, that's been our thoughts on Monday Night Raw this week. We want to know from you guys out there, the viewers and subscribers, your thoughts on Monday Night Raw. What are your overall scores? What are your thoughts on Monday Night Raw this week? Definitely want to hear what you guys out there have to say. Be sure you put your comments in the comment section below. If you guys like this video, be sure you slam that like button. Like a champ, where can fans check you out on HWR?
Well, right now, Hardcore Wrestling Radio, we've been pretty much doing a lot of our live podcasts over in our group sections. That's HWR chat room. We do a lot of, I cover all the news and rumors. I also give my personal thoughts on those rumors, whether I think they're viable or 100% bullshit. And I also do a lot of creative blogs. I do have one coming up, and that is going to be the 10 sexiest women in the WWE. And yes, Billy, Asuka is on that list. But for the final thing, this weekend, HWR is going to be very, very busy, as we will be doing live reactions for both NXT TakeOver and WrestleMania. Yep. We will not be streaming the video or audio, but it will be just a bunch of guys chill out and shooting the shit.
Yep, and we'll also be simulcasting with that on WGS-TV over on Twitch, so be sure you guys check that out as well. Lance, what can fans expect to see when they come visit your channel over on youtube.com/LanceMossTV?
Well, every Wednesday night I go live on Lance Moss TV, my friends. I never know who's going to show up. And every Friday night, or around lunchtime, which is 11:30 or 12:30 Central, 1:30 Eastern, I put out a video, and this, right now I'm actually working on a guitar build series. And hit me up on Twitter, it's at Lance Moss TV.
And finally, Chris is the host of Rockin' Ways 11294. Chris, tell us all about it.
Rockin' Ways 11294, we play music from all decades and all types of music. Country, pop, rock, oldies, whatever. And you can check us out by going to rockinwaves.com. And if you want, and be sure to go on Facebook, facebook.com/rockinwaves11294, and you can get our full schedule and links on there as well.
Be sure you guys follow me on Twitch for live reaction streams for SmackDown Live tonight, and also for the WrestleMania watch party and the simulcast I'll be doing with the crew, the HWR crew, this Sunday for WrestleMania. Be sure you guys tune into that at twitch.tv/WrestleGamer. And of course, if you guys want to see more wrestling talk with awesome gameplays right here on the channel, you know the two ways you got to do it. You got to like that subscribe button and ring the bell to turn on notifications. That way you guys will never miss out on another video right here on my channel. So with my thanks to Rick Head, Lance Moss, and Chris Rogers, I'm your friendly neighborhood WrestleGamer, reminding all of you guys out there to stay awesome. Bye, guys!